Let's jump right in. Dear Dr. Dandridge, my dog passed away last week, and I feel an emptiness I wasn't prepared for. Every corner of the house reminds me of the joy we shared. I miss his energy, the way he'd greet me after work, and even the little quirks that annoyed me. Some people say it's just a dog, but for me, he was family. How do I honor this grief and find a way to keep his memory alive without sinking into despair? Thank you so much for writing in. Let me first say to all of our fur baby family that your grief is real. A lot of people do not realize just how important animals and pets are to our psychology, to our well being, to our mental health, and how, just like you said, our pets, our family, our animal family, they really do become a part of us. One of the interesting things when I started my practice and started helping people, I was coming in contact. As a matter of fact, I can share this. I can share this story with you all. I had a patient who was on hospice, and she discovered her dog had passed away inside of her bed. Make a long story short, the nurse had come to see about her and discovered that her dog of like 13 or 14 years had passed away inside of the bed, and she was beyond beside herself. When I was talking to her, I realized inside of that moment that life is life. And the same way that we grieve human life, we also grieve the animal world life. Not to get too deep or too spiritual, but there are many religions who truly validate the souls and spirits of all life forms, including pets. So I would first want to encourage you by saying that it is okay to grieve your pet in a level that is very synonymous with how people grieve humans. And it is 100% natural. Don't think that you grieving your dog, your family member, um, is any less than what you should be doing inside of this season. There are a couple of things that you say. You say that I feel an emptiness that I wasn't prepared for. One of the great things about pets is that they really do give us this routine. They really do give us this expectation. Unlike humans, they are more dependable than anything, which is probably the most beautiful thing about having a relationship with an animal. But you say every corner of the house reminds you of the joy that you share, that you miss the energy and the way he'd greet you after work, the little quirks that annoyed you. I would encourage you to develop either a ritual or a sacred space inside of your home or around your home, inside of your garden, that would really honor the life of your beloved pet. When my wife and I lost her dog of many years, we actually have a plant inside of our backyard that we planted. And what's interesting is that that plant always, for lack of better words, just blossoms so much fuller than all the other plants around it inside of the springtime since Roscoe's passing. But I would encourage you to do something that would set up some type of honor, some type of memorial for your beloved pet somewhere on your property. Now I've seen, I don't know if you had him buried or cremated or whatnot, but even do something special with the remains. If you do have, you didn't put that inside of your letter, if you do have the remains, do something special. Maybe take his ashes to a park that you all walked frequently, or if there was a boat that you all might have taken a trip on, or if there was a beach that you all like to walk on. But Don't be afraid to honor him in the same way that you would honor human life. Because just like you said, he was not just a dog, he was family. He meant something to you. His spirit um, brought something to your season, to your existence, to your life that was joyous, that brought happiness, and honor his contribution to your life inside of this season. You said some people say it's just a dog, but for me, it was family. I would encourage you to surround yourself with other pet lovers. I would encourage you to surround yourself with other fur parents. Um, I would encourage you to surround yourself with people who have the same level of compassion for animals as you do. One of the things that I write inside of Designing Your Goodbyes is that sometimes honoring our deceased loved ones means giving back. Maybe volunteer at a local pet shelter, or start a food drive, or a supplies drive for your local shelter. Organize a group of your friends to come together and volunteer at the shelter to clean the bowls and the kennels in honor of your pet's life. Do something that would make his tail wag. Do do something that would make his puppy smile come on. A lot of people don't understand pet loss, especially if they've never had a pet or if they've not developed a strong relationship with the pet. And that's okay. To get to your question, you said, how do I honor this grief and find a way to keep his memory alive without sinking in despair? Like I said earlier, find some type of ritual, find some type of practice, find some type of way to memorialize his existence, knowing that all life matters, that all life is important to us. There are various things I know I've seen quite a bit on like Amazon, where you can get kind of headstones and garden figurines and um, plants. There are so many things that you can do, but find what fits best for you. And to anyone who has been a fur parent and has lost a fur baby, know that your grief is real, that you experience the same things that people experience if they were losing human life. You still experience the anger and the guilt and the frustration and the acceptance, and life does and will look different inside of the days and the weeks and the months to come, because like I said, our animals, they do bring about a certain level of routine and it becomes a part of our existence. But I want you to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace in knowing that you were a great parent, that you were a great friend, that you were a great um, provider for your pet, and he is family. He is family, so honor him in a way that you would also honor your human family. And don't be afraid to do that. Okay? Hopefully and prayerfully, this conversation is helping in some way, shape, or form. And like I said, for anyone who's experienced pet loss, know that your grief is real. Know that it is just as valid as any other person's grief. And don't ever let anyone tell you that they were just a dog, just a cat, just a fish, just an animal. No. Your family member, your pet, had life, and that life is still worth honoring. Okay? Thank you for joining me at my desk. I'm Dr. Dandridge. This has been Designing Your Goodbyes, and I will see you all inside of the next conversation.